Hello, everybody. Welcome back to CBN Unscripted. I'm your host, Jasmine Monk, and I'm joined by somebody. This is going to be a really great discussion I've been waiting for. So I'm honored that Coach Barry Doyle had agreed to come on. He's been in the industry, in the bowling industry, a long time. He has a lot of accolades and he's done a lot of things. And I'm just, excited to have you here, Coach, because you have made a tremendous impact when it comes to collegiate bowling. So if you guys don't know, he is the newly announced head coach at Grambling State University. And prior to that, he was leading the Southern University Lady Jaguar bowling team, where they were back-to-back SWAC regular champions. And he was also SWAC Coach of the Year as well. And so today we're going to be talking a little bit about his coaching journey, really kind of what it takes to build kind of a winning culture, recruiting the right student athletes. Of course, we're going to touch on HBCU bowling in general. And then, of course, what we're all dying to hear, what the future looks like for Grambling State bowling team. So, Coach Doyle, thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm glad that you have me on.
Okay, so let's start with the news. I know you've got asked this 1,000, if not a million times, right? It caught everybody off guard this offseason. We know you built something special at Southern. You were there for about 4 or 5 years, right?
6.
6. Okay, sorry, 6. Misquote me. Thank you. So what made you decide that kind of Grambling was that next step? And before you answer that, for everyone that's watching this, Grambling is in the SWAC, so the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and they've had a bowling team, but it hasn't really been at the, how can I say this, at the highest competitive level that it probably could have been in a while. And so I think, honestly, if I'm just talking from my perspective, my opinion, I can't speak for everybody else. That's kind of what shocked me. I'm like, wow, you built something at Southern. Now you're pretty much you're kind of starting from scratch. Maybe not, right? Depending on who's talking about it or arguing about it. But now you can answer the question, what, talk to us about that.
That $1,000,000 question. Sometimes opportunity knocks, and you're right. I did for 6 years at my alma mater. Do a lot of great things, and those things are going to be missed. But sometimes, you have to. Why LeBron James left Cleveland? Why Michael Jordan went to Charlotte? Why Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like I said, opportunity comes knocking sometimes, and you take a look at it, and you like what you see, and you do what you have to do for yourself sometimes. I have to admit, it was a hard decision. I love Southern University. I thought that was it. I thought that was the dream job. Doing what I do is a dream job. I love doing what I do. I could do it Southern. I could do it at Grambling. I could do it at ABC State. I could do it wherever. But the opportunity came. Dr. Scott at Grambling, he laid it out for me, and I just see it as a great opportunity. I had to take my heart. I had to take the passion and things that I had at Southern, kind of put it in the shoebox and look at it, fairly in my head, and I made the decision.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for the transparency, when, the AD was kind of laying out everything for you, what strengths did you see, right? Because you can look at, okay, this is what I built at Southern, and I can almost kind of transfer that over, meaning more so your philosophy, right? I can transfer that to Grambling, but there are a lot of other variables, right, and factors that we all know that plays into that. So you can transfer that, but there are just all these other things. So kind of what strengths did you see? Where did you see the biggest opportunities for growth and for it to be kind of that next step or that next chapter for you?
Well, again, being a Southern person, we always looked at Grambling like it was the rival or the brother or the sister. It's how it is. I mean, it's all love, except when we're on the battlefield.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just when I went for the visit, the facilities were just awesome. Just blew me away. Like people honestly said, that looks like one of the, I don't want to name the school, but looks like one of the top three schools facilities in the SEC. And I was like, wow, the bowling facilities. And when I saw it, I made a joke. I was like, is this AI? I couldn't believe what I saw. And they are ready for their program to turn around. I mean, it's no, secret. I mean, Gramblin's bowling team has not been good for years. You know, everybody has got their W's piled up against Grambling. The AD, he told me, he said, we're either going to do this or end this. So they chose to do this. And he said, I picked you. And
I
so,
love it. Do this or end this. Man, that's fire. Yeah, I love that. I love that. So, like one thing, right, you've proven, right, is that you know how to build a successful program. You had a lot of success when you were at Southern. When you take over a program, so you can, you come into Southern, now you're going into Grambling, like what is the very first thing that you focus on? So when you coming into Grambling, what is the first thing that you're focused on?
well, I mean, first and foremost, I have to go and find some talent. I have to find some players, and because of the timing, it was kind of tough. But in this day and age, you got transfer portals and NILs and all that stuff. So it's worked in my favor. I can say that our team is better today already, and we haven't even assembled yet. So
Love that.
forward to the challenge. Can't
Mhm.
wait to get to work. The energy that I had at Southern, the culture I built, it's just going to carry over to Grambling, and it's like
Absolutely.
even fueled more now because now I want to go and prove to myself and prove to them and prove to everybody that I could do this again. Southern was not in a good place when I got there, and we turned it around real quickly. And I'm looking to do the same thing at Grambling.
Oh, and you're gonna do it, and I'm watching
I
on the sidelines. Look, I'm like this. I'm ready because I know you can do it. Like we all like know, and we believe in you that you can do it. So I'm just really excited, and for me, I'm just excited that right we have 12 teams in the SWAC, only 8 bowling programs, but we want a strong 8. You know what I'm saying? We want 8 strong teams, and hopefully someday we can get all 12. I think
right,
that would be amazing.
learning about some of the culture of the SWAC bowling. I know that it originated pretty much the college bowling scene, and I didn't know that Pine Bluff and Alcorn and I know Bethune-Cookman, who moved from the MEAC to SWAC, had a team, and we would love to see those teams come back, those schools come back. We would love for our conference to be, like you said, 10, 12 strong. It would be great.
Absolutely. Oh man, like that's the goal. So and I think we can get there. And I know it's complicated. It's a lot of things in the background. I get it, but I would love to see that. Okay, so what else did I want to touch on? Fun facts. We'll switch gears for a second. What are some things that your team does behind the scenes, or what is something that you do with your team behind the scenes that people don't really get to see? It could be like team building. It could be really anything that you want.
I can say that the culture that I build is just family. I'm dad, and they're my daughters. I am a girl father anyway. Dad,
Girl, dad, let's go. I love
over on
it.
me just like daughters, and so we have that family feel, and we can be dysfunctional, we can be mad, we can love each other, but it all at the end of the day, we're family. We're all we got, and that's the culture I build. And I tell parents, when you send your daughter to me, you're sending your daughter to you know dad away from home, and I take care of the girls. I believe in them being safe and sound, and I treat them like they're my daughters.
I love that. Yeah. No, that's key. I just reflecting on my own journey, and that parents, that's like music to parents' ears. And they just want to know that their child is taken, that they're taken care of away from home, that there's somebody else watching over them. So I think that's good. So back to culture. How do you feel that you can build a culture? Like how how do you feel that you can build a culture where winning becomes the expectation?
I guess it's a simple formula, but the kids have to buy in. I mean, you have to get the parents comfortable for them to send their kid there. Their kid gets comfortable here. And it just kind of just grows from there. It's like, okay, you know, love you. We're gonna be happy, but now we got to get to work. And you have to put the work in. That is the expectation. You have to look at your books is a job, bowling is a job. And, you know, we have to meet in the middle and you have to do the work. I have expectations, that you have to meet. And at Grambling, we have 8 beautiful lanes. And I mean, there's no excuse to why we can't practice, why we can't get better, why we can't win. And, I just, it's just built in me. I've always been a winner. I've always been, go after the winners. And, I just instill that. And that's how it's going to be,
Yeah.
and I'm putting it out there. Everybody in the SWAC that has a winning record against us, it's going down this year. That's just it. It's going down.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard Coach Doyle. I love that. It's like strap up, get ready.
Hey, everybody got to get it this year. All winning records got to stop.
I love that. Oh man. Yeah. This is it's so exciting. I can't wait to see. I mean, you guys doing like regular season, but when the roundups roll around the championship, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna,
Yeah. So kind of back to the student athletes. So what do you feel separate? And you kind of touched on this, but I guess if you have anything to add, what do you feel separates the athletes who become great college bowlers from those who simply have talent? And what's interesting about me asking you that is earlier last season, you and I talked about that. You can come right with talent, but it's your question. So I'm going to stop. But we kind of talked about that a little bit. But for the listeners, right? For the listeners, I want them to hear from you.
it's kind of funny. We just had a coaches retreat a couple of weeks ago, and I think the biggest argument in the room was talent versus work.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Everybody was in there.
Yeah.
And you had this big group of people that believe in talent, and you had this big group of people that believe in grinders. I mean, the talent people believe that the talent people will out talent the grinders, and the grinding people believe that I can get them to outwork because you can get some talent that's lazy, So it's a back and forth thing, I never felt like I had the most talented team at Southern. I had some talent and I had some workers. I had a great player and a lot of workers, and the workers stepped up, and it all came together, and it produced winning. And so, I'm bringing talent to Grambling. I don't know what the work ethic is yet, but that's the first thing I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I believe in the grinders. And especially in bowling, you can be a great bowler on a house shot.
Say it again. Oh my God. That's a whole nother conversation. Man. Yes.
You got to put in the work to learn how to bowl on a 46-foot pattern, a 42-foot pattern, out of bounds, and all the things that go in bowling.
Yeah.
Nobody walks in a bowling alley and bowls on a sports shot and conquer it from just because you walk in and you so and so. You got to learn how to do it. You got to know your equipment. You got to know the game, and you got to be a student of the game, and you just got to want to work.
Yeah, that's it. I think oftentimes that's missed. I mean, college, just being an athlete, right? Growing up, even before college, like it's a lot of multitasking and consistency and dedication and discipline. Discipline is the big word. When you get to college, it's like amped up, like on another level. And so,
Right.
it's like if you're not willing to put in the time, what are you really doing? You wasting your time, your teammates' time. You're wasting everybody's time. So
Right.
I agree with that 1,000%. Okay, so we have like a mixed viewership that watches this podcast. So I'm going to speak directly to recruits. So those youth bowlers out there that are watching this, the high schoolers that are watching this, parents of those athletes as well. Coach Doyle, if you were talking directly to a recruit today, why should they consider Grambling? Why should they consider coming to your program? You talked a little bit about it, but we're going to say it again.
I believe you should come to Grambling because, first of all, Grambling is a great university. It offers many programs for scholarships. I mean, not scholarships. I'm sorry, for degrees, and that's the number one goal. You're not coming to bowl. You're coming to get your education first.
Yeah.
And if Grambling has what you're looking for, it's a real good place. The location is a little country, but the atmosphere is very cozy to me.
Cozy.
It's
Okay.
cold. It's just a college atmosphere. It's a university atmosphere. Louisiana Tech is not far away. It's just kind of a college town. Um, it's not a Chicago. It's not a New York. But so if you're coming to school to go be in some big great city and party, well, it's not the place for you. But if you come to get your education, if you're coming to be great at what you do, whatever sport it is, bowling, football, whatever it is, it's a great place to be, to focus on what you're doing in your life at that time. And that's supposed to be getting your degree and being great at whatever you choose to do. Come to Grambling because I'm there. I want to win. I want to build something special. Right now, you can be a part of something special. We are going to break every whatever all the stats, everything. We're going to break it all.
Yeah.
Crack jokes with my friends that say, Eddie Robinson is one of the greatest known coaches and greatest known figures of all time, not just in Louisiana, not just in Grambling, but across this country. I said, I just want to be the great bowling coach at Grambling. They can put me a little bitty statue right next to Barry Doyle, Barry Ray, but
yeah.
enjoy what I'm doing. I don't see it as work because I love the game of bowling. I love to work with the girls, and I still love bowling, but I enjoy more watching them doing and growing from what I've taught them. That's the fun part for me. That's
Yeah.
the priceless part.
Yeah, priceless. I love that. So you kind of, you touched on this a little bit, but I want to know specifically when the season starts, when people are bowling against Grambling, what do you want them to think?
I want them to know that Grambling you knew yesterday, that's over. I mean, you better lace your boots up, your shoes up. You better, you better be ready because if you think this is the Grambling of yesterday, yesteryear, whatever you want to call it, you're in for a shock because we're bringing it. I'm a tenacious competitor. I'm a sore loser. I've learned how to lose. I still don't like it.
Yeah.
And I still have goals that I need to accomplish too. I haven't won that SWAC tournament title yet. I'm going after that. I want that. The coach of the year, the regular season is great. I want the tournament title, and I'm not going to stop until I get there. So,
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Don't say we didn't tell you so. All right. No, that's so good. I want to switch gears just a little bit. So, you've spent a number of years coaching, obviously, within HBCU bowling. In your opinion, how have you seen HBCU bowling kind of change over the years?
it's definitely. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, I lost you. Oh, there we go.
Calling in. Leave me alone, man. It's definitely it's growing. It's getting better. It's kind of been like a little roller coaster. Like when I first got in, I didn't know, what to expect, but it's like, man, we have talent in this conference, and then we had two more schools join, FAMU and Bethune-Cookman. So now we're growing, and you could just see the growth on every team. Getting better and better. I mean, look at last year. I mean, Alabama A&M was a fifth seed, and I mean, I can't say it enough to Coach Moore. Congratulations. I mean, a fifth seed, walked us all down and won the title, and that
Mhm.
goes to show. And I mean, he didn't have a big talented team, but he had a grinding team. You
Yes,
know,
he did. Yeah.
when you got in the trenches with Alabama A&M, and if you bowled down, they figured out how to bite you bulldog style. I mean, they did, and so every year is just. I see the teams walk in and you look and you're trying to size them. It's like, man, they've gotten better. They got another good player. So you got
Yeah.
to SWAC, I'm outside the SWAC. I love. I like to call my teams top 20 killers. I love to get a hold of teams in the top 20, top 25, and we've beaten them over the years, and to let them know, we're no pushover. Like I said, the SWAC started this.
Yeah.
You're not gonna just push us aside like we're nobody now. You bowl against a SWAC team, you better lace them up.
Yeah. 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 Very. Yeah. Good nice stuff. I love that. How? Well, I have a few, but I guess I have this one. What is one misconception that people have when it comes to HBCU bowling that you'd like to change?
Wow, that's a loaded question. And I've heard people say that they don't think there's coaching in the SWAC. Well, I beg to differ. We although we would love to get those 5-star athletes, that a lot of the Power Four schools get, but we don't get a chance to get them all the time.
Yeah.
We get, we get players that you gotta kind of grow and teach, and help grow in the 4-year period into, great bowlers, and that's not luck. That is coaching.
Yeah.
Always said, if I flipped spots with a top team and they took my spot, that team would stay in the top, and I'd like to see some of them come, you know, down here and see what they would do, because
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, it's not easy. I mean, we don't always have the top facilities. We don't have the updated oil machine, every year, and I fortunately do have new lanes and the scoring system where I can do single pin spares now and getting a good oil machine. So, the same things that they have at these top ranked schools, I have too. And so, but everybody doesn't have that ability. Everybody doesn't even have lanes on their campus.
That's true. That is very true.
Minutes from their dorm into the bowling alley.
Hmm.
So and I will be showing off my lanes soon on social media. We got 8 beautiful lanes.
Yes.
I'm gonna show the world. I want them to see what we're working with in the bowling program at Grambling.
Let's go. I love it. Well, I appreciate your time. We'll go ahead and wind it down. Is there any last words that you wanted to tell our viewers about you or about, Grambling? I mean, we've talked about a lot, so they should already kind of know what to expect. But is there anything that you want to leave just anyone with before we close it out?
No, I mean, it's simple for me. For the bowlers out there, the youth bowlers, you have to take a look at. I want you to take a look at Grambling. I want you to take a look at other schools, in our conference. I mean, everybody can't go to SWAC schools. Everybody can't go to the Power Four schools, but the
Mhm.
scholarships are out there. They're available. It's another way for kids to continue their education. And again, that's what the important thing is. And so get out there and hustle and find us. We're trying to find you, because it's kind of hard to recruit in bowling. I'm going to Junior Gold in a few weeks, 2 weeks really, and I get to see I don't know, 2,000 girls. Not everybody the same age, but the recruiting is different. It's not like football where they have high school football everywhere. Some states have high school bowling, some states don't.
Correct. Yeah.
It's difficult. I see girls. I say, man, I've never seen that girl, and I kind of get mad. I'm like, how do I recruit a kid? I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
To New Jersey, where there's a lot of bowlers. I don't know where to go.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Detroit, I have connections there now. I mean, I got to throw out for Naomi Smith and Greg. That's my Detroit connection, and I know Lyric. I know some folks out there, so that's how you get to grow it. But it's not easy. Louisiana has bowling. Mississippi doesn't. How do you find a bowler in Mississippi? It's like Saturday morning league hunting. It's like it's tough. And
yeah.
Junior goals and things, but so the bowling girls, you got to get out and hustle and find us as much as we're trying to find you, parents and friends of bowlers. Help us find them, help them find us. Like California. I mean, I know probably in all these years, I probably know 5 girls that bowled from California. I mean, and California's a huge state.
Yeah.
So I guess one day I'm just have to fly to LA and just start hunting bowling alleys. I mean, I'm a TMBA guy, so I got to, I guess, start running after TMBA. And I know a lot of people in TMBA too. So, hey, me, call me, let me know,
There you go.
But love college bowling, love what you're doing. The more we can get out there, the more, it's going to help us grow and, just make it a better thing, and it's going to keep getting better. And, because we want to keep it alive, we want to keep it going. And
Absolutely.
like I said, it's another opportunity for kids to further their education and become what they want to do in this life. So, and I love what I'm doing to help them do it. So.
Let's go. Well, Coach Doyle, again, just congratulations on this new exciting opportunity and chapter for you. So grateful for your time. So I know you're busy trying to get things going, and the season will be here like seriously before we know it, in the blink of an eye. And really, just thank you for sharing your vision for Grambling and your coaching philosophy. I mean, we just touched on so many things. I know we will all be watching from the sidelines as you rebuild the Grambling Tiger women's bowling team. And again, just thank you for your time. But make sure that you guys that are watching this, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Take care.
81 versus everybody, baby. Let's go.